Hi everybody, you're very welcome to Projectatron, the prediction site with a difference. Today we are focusing on the big AFC clash between the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots at Foxborough. Broncos and Patriots was of course last year's AFC Championship game, and the Patriots really went all out to try and fix the problems that plagued them against the Broncos last year. They went and got Brandon Browner from the Seahawks secondary, and they brought in Darrelle Revis, arguably the best corner in the game, certainly over the last 5 years. And recently, Revis has started to come good, picking off a few interceptions, showing his talent in coverage. The problem for New England last year and this has largely been their offense. But in recent weeks, their offense has really clicked. The return of Rob Gronkowski has been a huge boon to the New England attack. And the emergence of Brandon LaFell as a reliable deep threat and an alternative to Gronk, and Tim Wright as a second tight end for those two tight end sets that they love in New England, really gives them a lot of scoring firepower. The Broncos' D, though, has been quite good. No matter who they're facing, whether it's the high-powered offense of the San Diego Chargers or even in their narrow overtime defeat to Seattle earlier on in the season, they seem to manage to scheme away against their opponents. And so, I think that the Broncos still have a chance. They will be very reliant on not just Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders, both of whom have now had really kicked into gear and are starting to have fantastic seasons as receiving weapons for Peyton Manning, but they'll also need Julius Thomas, star tight ends, to return to form, give them a little bit of a kick, because they have really been struggling to get him into games over the last few weeks. If they can utilise him as well, or even half as well, as New England utilised Gronkowski, then the Broncos really are in with a shot. I think this is going to be a really high scoring game. One caveat that I have is that I'm not sure that New England's running attack is going to be up to a whole lot. Shane Vereen didn't see many touches last week, Jonas Gray wasn't hugely impressive, and Stephen Reilly of course is out for the season. The Broncos' run D and specifically their linebacker core, which we thought would have been decimated by injuries earlier on in the season, has actually been really strong, really good both against the run and in coverage. So I think that the Broncos have a really good chance. Definitely a high scoring affair, definitely go with the over on the points. I do think that the Broncos are going to sneak this, but not by much, maybe by 4 to 7 points. That's what I think. Rory?
Thanks, Tony. Yeah, these two teams just can't avoid one another. I think you might be looking at another AFC Championship Game clash here. Last time these two teams met, 34-31 victory in overtime for the Patriots. It was a great comeback victory with Tom Brady throwing sensationally in that game. The last time these two teams actually met, Peyton Manning threw for over 400 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Denver went out comfortable winners into the Super Bowl, and we know what happened there. The Patriots secondary this year, I don't think it's as good as it was last year. Overall, I think the defense is weaker. Now, they do have Darrelle Revis, who may be the best cornerback in the league, but he can only mark one guy at a time, and I think that'll probably be Demaryius Thomas. But with the way Demaryius Thomas is playing, you still kind of have to favour him in that regard, in that matchup. The Patriots, they do have a better receiving core this year than they did last year, where it was kind of just Edelman playing, and now they have a fully fit Gronkowski as opposed to a half fit Gronkowski in this fixture last year. But also, the Broncos were relying very heavily on their running game last year to take a little bit of pressure off of Manning. Now, Hillman, he is very good, but I don't see him being as good or effective as Moreno was last year, so expect Manning to be throwing an awful lot more, and that can only be bad news for the Patriots. Whereas if you look at the other way around, Tom Brady will also be throwing for this game, mainly because Ridley's out and Vereen is more of a receiving back than a running back, to be honest. But he is coming up against DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller, who are both leading the NFL in sacks. They're going to put an awful lot of pressure on this weakened Patriots offensive line. This could get kind of ugly for the Patriots if they don't act very carefully. I expect the Broncos to win. I think they'll win by 10 or more, same as in the championship game last year. But still expect the Patriots to put up plenty of points, especially if Gronkowski is targeted as much as Brady wants to target him every game. So yeah, Broncos by 10. Projectatron, however. Projectatron has gone for the utterly mental scoreline of 28-0 for the Patriots, with Brandon Bolden running it in for the first touchdown, shortly followed by a pick six from Peyton Manning. He's going to throw it to Alfonso Denard, who's going to take it 70 yards for the touchdown. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Oh, he's going to celebrate by throwing the football at a cameraman. Bad luck, cameraman. And then a bit of quarterback controversy, as Tom Brady is going to be subbed off for Jimmy Garoppolo, who will promptly throw his first touchdown pass against the Broncos. to Brandon LaFell. Brandon LaFell with a bit of an understated celebration there. And then finally, Jimmy White coming out of snooker retirement to take it in for the final touchdown against the Broncos. An utter humiliation at Foxborough for Peyton and his boys.
So there you have it. Those are our views on today's game. We look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, enjoy the football.